Today on this episode of the Brain Surgeon's Take, we will be discussing chasing a national championship with all ACC defensive end for the Miami Hurricanes, Akheem Mesidor. Hear from one of the country's top defensive players about his team's pursuit of immortality as they approach the college football playoffs. How intense is the commitment? How profound is the sacrifice? How elite is the training? And how sophisticated is the coaching? Much more on this podcast episode. Welcome back, everyone. Here's my take on Akheem Mesidor. He is just the guy to give us real talk, raw energy, and stories behind the grind. You know the name, you've seen the highlights. A defensive powerhouse, a leader in the locker room, and one of the most relentless players on the field. From his early days to dominating at the college level, Akheem's journey is all about chasing greatness. One snap, one rep, one game at a time. Today, we're diving into one of the biggest topics in college sports, chasing the national championship. The dream that every athlete wakes up thinking about, the grind that never stops, the pressure that never lets up, and the legacy that lasts forever. We're talking mindset, motivation, and what it really takes to compete at the highest level. The sacrifices, the setbacks, and that fire to keep pushing when the lights are brightest. So buckle up because this one's going to bring the heat. Listen up as we discuss chasing a national championship. Check it out. Hey, Akheem, how you doing, buddy?
Great, great. How are you?
I'm good, man. Listen, very excited to have you on the podcast. Talk about the Hurricanes and chasing a championship this year. You, as one of the leaders on the team and one of the best defensive players in the country, look forward to hearing your attitude and really what the locker room is like moving towards the second half of the season.
We had a hiccup last week with Louisville, and we came back together and we got a big win this past Saturday. So the locker room is confident right now. We got our confidence back. We need to maintain that confidence throughout the rest of the season, and not only that, but our work ethic and just keep grinding it out and keep practicing like we're 0-0, right? Just trying to get this 1-0 every single week. Um, but you know, it started off in the off season. All the additions we had, players, coaches, and we just wanted to come in this season with just a different type of attitude and just chase that championship that not only that we want, but the city of Miami wants as well.
Absolutely, man. And you talk about grind. Obviously, it's a very long season. How do you, as one of the leaders on the team, keep everyone focused for the entire season?
Well, you got to stay humble. Don't think too much of yourself. Don't think too much of the team. Obviously play with confidence, but always respect your opponent. Like Coach JT always says, like fear none, respect all. So we just gotta have the same mindset, the same approach every single game, no matter what the opponent's record is, and attack every week as we like we would be if we were playing Notre Dame again, right?
And you guys were going through a lot of injuries. You yourself had a foot injury. You were out this past week. There's so much noise. It's a long season. Injuries come up. Talk about what keeps that fire going and keeps you as a leader pushing the team.
You have to, especially me. I feel like I have to because I'm an older guy on the team, and I've also proved myself on the football field. So guys look up to me. Guys look up to Ruben. They look up to Wesley, Mo. So you want to make sure that if anybody's looking at you, they see you. They don't see you down. Don't like my body language will affect everybody else's body language, same as Ruben's and the other guys I mentioned. So even though you're hurt, even though you're nicked up, you got to have great body language. You got to be positive because it's contagious. So just stay active, keep working, and obviously if you're hurt, you got to attack the training room like never before, which is what I'm doing. So.
And you talk about you're one of the older guys and how much does experience matter, right? I mean, you've got an amazing freshman in Tony, and But how does that experience matter? Like you being well down the line, understanding how long the season is, not getting too hyped and not letting the emotions get the best of you.
So personally, experience means a lot. Not just it helps you stay level headed throughout the season. It helps me not get too high, like not get too confident. Too, I don't want to get cocky. It helps me just stay neutral, when it comes to my mindset off the field when we're experiencing success, but also when we experience like downfalls, like any hiccups we experience, I experience, I know how to handle it because I've been through it before. And then when it comes to field play, I think experience is huge. Malachi Tony, he doesn't have a ton of college experience, but his football and awareness, his football IQ, just him as a football player, he's extremely special. For a guy like me, I felt like I needed experience, and this experience that I've gained throughout all my years in college, is huge for me because awareness on the field, I see a lot of things that I didn't see as a freshman. Um, like where the running back is, where the tight end is, tight end on the ball, tight end off the ball, running back to me, running back away. What's the down and distance? What do they like to do in the first quarter, second half? It's a bunch of things that I'm able to process in my mind quickly that I wouldn't have been able to do if I didn't have a bunch of experience.
Now, every great team, certainly the ones that win championships, talk about that bond, that chemistry. How is the chemistry in your guys' locker room?
I think it's great, guys. So it started off in the off season. Coach Cristobal, we do a bunch of team activities, whether it's going on speedboats, go-karting, paintball, a bunch of different things. So, guys, I feel like we built a good connection throughout the off season, but then once we got into football, like fall camp and stuff, it just brought us even closer because I feel like guys, you build an you build an amazing bond with guys through struggle. I feel like if you're struggling with somebody and you go through hard times with one person or just a bunch of people, it makes your bond stronger. So we have that bond that we've created from before the season, leading into the season, even now. Just everybody has each other's back, and we just want to see each other win because individual success brings team success. So yeah,
What's the most important rule in the Hurricanes locker room right now?
in the locker room, I feel like we have different rules wherever we go. When it comes to the locker room, just make sure your locker is clean. That's the biggest thing. In the locker room, make sure your locker is clean because there's what we say, like what we preach is how you do it. How you do anything is how you do everything. So keeping your locker clean. When you go out on the field, everybody needs to have their shirts tucked in. Everybody, doesn't matter who you are. If your shirt's too short, go get a bigger shirt. You gotta every. It's like the small little details that matter because when it comes to a game, so many games are decided by single possessions, or you've seen so many games going to overtime this season. So it's all the little things. It's just how you do anything is how you do everything.
Yeah, it's basically play like you practice essentially and just
Yeah.
all the reps you got to bring your A game every single time. When did you as one of the veterans realize this team was going to be special? Was it during the off season? Was it early in the season? Was there a particular moment?
I think it was during the off season. So during the off season, we had player led practices. So right after team conditioning, we split up into offense and defense. And once I seen the competitiveness and guys just getting after each other during the off season, during these player led practices, it it gave it I could see the spark in everybody's eyes, and just you could see this team becoming or turning into the team that we know we could be, and it gave me a bunch of confidence. So it started in the off season.
How much of that is Cristobal and his staff versus veteran players like yourself and Ruben and Carson?
I think so. Coach Cristobal has his culture that he has been implementing into this program for the past 4 years, and it starts with him. So a lot of it starts with him, but then most of it, I think it's the older guys who's been here who can now teach the younger guys coming in about the culture, help even older guys who transfer in. they may have a specific standard at their school. Once they come into the University of Miami, that standard may be slightly different. Just it starts with Coach Cristobal, but then the older guys, we implement that into the younger guys who come in and the transfers. So it's really a 50-50. But knowing that your older guys also trust and believe the head coach, it changes everything, because coaches don't play. The players are on the field. All the coaches can do is just teach you small fundamentals and just where to be there and how to get there. But when it comes to really on the field and when it comes to action, it has to be done by the players.
What is something that we, the public, may not know about this team?
May not know about this team. I feel like unless it's personal, guy, unless it's just I say we have a team full of dancers. Everybody on this
Woo!
team wants to dance. You try to, in the locker room, it's always guys dancing. Everybody's live on Instagram, and then in the weight room, sometimes guys find it hard to focus because they're at their rack dancing instead of lifting the weights.
Who's the best dancer?
The best dancer, I think it's Bruno Tommy Kinsler. He's a
Ooh,
he's a big boy, but he can move. He can dance.
that's amazing. That's actually, I'm sure no one knows that, so that's amazing.
Yeah.
What you've been on the team now for a few years. What is separating this team from the teams of the last few years that you've been a part of?
I think guys want to be here. Guys want to be in the facility. Guys want to get better. They want to study. Um, the first few years I was here, a lot of guys would be so quick to leave the building and go home. Football was, you know, it wasn't the main thing. It was Now football's a priority to everybody. I think more guys in the building want to be here. More guys will want to be a great team. Um, so you just got a lot more guys who care about the game, and it's their priority.
Now, if you take the Hurricanes out of the picture, who would you say are the top 3 teams in the country right now?
If I take the Canes out the picture, um, I'd say Ohio State, Texas A&M, and Indiana.
I mean, the Indiana thing's crazy. It's
Yeah,
unbelievable what they've done there.
yeah, they completely changed their program.
I mean, it's incredible. But yeah, I mean, those are the top 3 right now. What do you think about the coaching carousel? I mean, that leash is so short for these coaches between James Franklin and now Kelly. And I mean, do you agree with just you have a couple bad games and you're out? I mean, seems a little absurd.
It depends how long you've been there. Coach Franklin, that one surprised me because he was at Penn State for so long, and he's had a ton of success at Penn State. But um, you know, I understand that it's a business, and you gotta do what you think is best for your program. But a lot of these, this past few weeks has been surprising.
Oh my God, it seems so many hot seats that are just fired up.
Yeah,
Um, let's talk about you personally and how you get ready for the big games, the high pressure moments. Is there something that you do mentally that you do to prepare for, let's say, the game against Notre Dame, which was obviously going to be massive and prime time? What do you personally do?
I'm pretty simple. I don't do anything out of the ordinary. I do everything I have to do in the building taking care of my body, film study, working out, going through practice, locked in. I don't really have a pregame routine. I really just try to stay level headed. I can't get too happy. A lot of guys, try to get mad for the game, you know, play angry and stuff. I can't play angry. I got to be neutral or somewhat in my happy place. So I try to stay level headed. I roll out my legs, quads, hamstrings, get everything I got to get done, and then just go out on the field. I'm a pretty simple guy.
I love it. Who do you model your game after? Is there someone in the NFL that you're like, that's who I want to play like?
There's three guys that I've watched a lot. and I really love their game. One is TJ Watt for the Steelers, and then Trey Hendrickson for the Bengals. He's amazing. And then Cameron Jordan, because I was 285, and Cam Jordan is about 285, 290, a big D end. Um, and even Trey Hendrickson is pretty big. I think he's 265. But I try to look at guys who match my body type. I know TJ Watt is more of an outside linebacker. Like Bill, he's not super huge, but yeah, I try to look at guys who have similar body types. But Trey Hendrickson is by far my favorite D lineman.
Now, everyone talks about you and Ruben being the best combo edge rushers in college football. Talk about how you and Ruben feed off each other because that's very clear when you watch you guys play.
So it starts during the week. He be trash talking me all the time, and then I talk back, but not too much. But we always try to race to the quarterback. Um, when it comes to extra work after practice, we do it together. Pre-practice, we do the same work together. We really want to see each other eat, but then also we don't want to let one of the other get too much shine. So
That
yeah.
sounds awesome. No, it's very, very clear from watching the game that you guys have that chemistry. What's your off-season workout like, right? We all talk about the season and practice, but obviously, creating a championship team begins the moment that the bowl games end. What is your off-season routine like?
So I can speak for my past off season because this is my first time having a full off season. Um, so my biggest thing was changing my body composition. I was too heavy and I had too much. My body fat percentage was way too high. So I was 280 and my body fat was about 22%, maybe 23. So I made a plan for extra work outside the facility because you don't want to just do what the team is doing. Everybody in the country is doing that. That's the bare minimum. So what I did was I decided to take up swimming because I don't like to run too much. Like I don't want to run on a treadmill or run outside. I get shin splints and I want to just take weight off my feet. So I try to find a way to um to do that extra conditioning and that extra work without putting too much pounding on my feet. So I decided to take up swimming. So every weekend I swam a mile. And then so the off season was, workout and conditioning with the team throughout the week. And then Saturday I would swim a mile. And then along with that is obviously nutrition. And just losing um I ended up dropping from 22% to 12% body fat and I was 280 down to 258.
Jeez.
So that was the biggest thing, and I feel great. I feel really, really good at that weight. I feel good with what I've done with my body, but that's just what the offseason looks for me personally. And then extra, I'll probably do some extra work on Sunday with a pass rush specialist, just to work on my craft. But that's what my offseason looks like.
Now you clearly have a future in the NFL. How do you do you put that aside or is that still in your mind? Like what is the next phase in your career? Or are you so ultra focused on game by game, week by week that doesn't even enter into your mindset?
The thought does enter my mind, but I never think about it too much. It's really, if you start thinking about it too much, then you're distracting yourself from the main goal, which is play elite football on Saturday. Um, because you can think about the NFL all you want. If you don't produce, if you don't do what you need to do on the football field, you'll never get there. So the main thing is Saturday, but the thought of the NFL does, it just cross my mind. Like, obviously, I think about what my life is going to be like in a year, and the NFL is where I want to be. But I try not to think about it too much.
Of course. It's like anyone else. You're chasing a dream that is the dream,
Yeah.
and it's just taking baby steps to get to where you want to go. What is the single worst workout that you guys do during practice? Is there one that everyone on the team just despises and when it comes around you're like, "Oh god."
During the off season, we have 70-pound sandbags that we have to front rack, and so you know the long the green stretch bands, the
Yeah.
thick ones that people use for like band stretches or whatnot. Um, we each have one across our body, and then we're all lined up side by side. We each have a band around our waist, and then we take the person beside us's band and we put it over our head on our waist. So we're all like locked in like chains. And then we need to grab the 70-pound sandbag and we lunge 50 yards. If anybody doesn't touch the ground, you walk back. If anybody drops the bag, you walk back. So a lot of
Wow.
mess ups, a lot of walking back, a lot of lunges.
Wow.
But that's the worst. That was
That
that one
sounds
is the worst.
horrific. I can't even that wow.
'Cause
And
you
you
have to
guys do
work as
that.
a team. If one person messes up, everybody goes back. You could be at the 46-yard line about to finish. Somebody doesn't put their knee down, whistle blown, everybody go back.
I bet there's a lot of cursing. I bet there's a
Yes.
lot of cursing during that drill. Jeez.
Especially when we're outside.
And
Yeah, the heat gets
is that
to
every day?
no, this would be on Fridays.
That sounds horrific.
But yeah, they're not the off season is it's a mental battle.
Now, in all honesty, Miami's had a rough go at the end of the seasons over the last couple years. Kind of starts off hot, a lot of talk, and then just fizzles out towards the end. Why is this team different?
I think guys I think we pay attention to the details. You know, a lot of the times as you get further down the line in the season, you start, disregarding the little things. But over here, the little things is all we focus on. Obviously, there's big things we focus on too, but the main thing is the little details. Like again, how you do anything is how you do everything. So as the course of the season goes on, don't abandon what got you there. Don't abandon what got you the success that you have. So that's what we're trying to do.
Yeah, I mean, you can definitely sense it when you watch you guys play. What is one lesson that playing elite football has taught you about life?
I wouldn't say I don't have a lesson that playing elite football taught me about life, but just playing football in general. Um, Consistency, just consistency and accountability and just discipline. Like the lessons that you take from football, a lot of people might see football as just a game, but you can take so much out of football and put it into the real world. And it's gonna help you be successful. If you're successful in football by working hard, being, accountable, discipline and all that stuff, you'll be successful in the real world when it comes to any profession you want to do. So football has just taught me discipline, and that's the biggest lesson I can take out of football.
I could not agree more. The people who talk about the risks of football and their kids playing football, I totally think that the risks, which are obviously there, are greatly outweighed by the benefits of playing football. Just everything you said about creating character and discipline and resilience and all that stuff. So I definitely agree with that 100%. What is the biggest challenge you've ever faced?
I think the biggest challenge is when I tore my third metatarsal on both feet, and it sat me out for a season, and that was probably the hardest thing I could have done. Um, you have to I have to go through surgery. I missed the whole season, so I'm watching football from the sideline, knowing I could be, on the field, producing and just helping the team win.